Hi everyone, Jolene here. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Seize the Day makeup tutorial. You are going to be glamorous today, and we have winged liner, false eyelashes, and red or raspberry lips. So keep watching to learn how to do this look and have an amazing show, and you are going to do so great, so don't be nervous about your makeup. So to get started, since all the looks are the same, I'm just going to get right into the tutorial. To start off, you want to make sure you have clean hands and a clean face, and go ahead and moisturize and any things that you put underneath your foundation. I'm also going to be touching on a few items that are favorites. I will take off these bracelets so it's not annoying. I'll touch on a few items that are optional or maybe some favorites of mine. One thing you can use is a primer, a face primer. So if you have a face primer, go ahead and put that on now. And basically what a face primer does is it just goes in, it helps to have a more flawless finish, and you can just go ahead and rub that in. It makes a very satiny feel. It's something that goes on your face, so this would go over your moisturizer and it goes under your foundation. A whole bunch of brands make this. Smashbox I think was one of the first, so theirs is really good. But use any that you like, optional item as well. Next you want to do your full coverage foundation. And I like to use my hand as a palette. So go ahead and put on a good amount since we want to make sure that this is really a flawless full coverage foundation. One of my favorite things I like to use is the pink beauty blender. This thing is amazing. If you don't have one and you have the budget to get one, I highly recommend this if you use foundation. It starts off really tiny, and what you do is you get it wet. With warm water, just because then it feels nicer, and then you wring it out just wring it out in the sink, and then dab it with a towel, and then it kind of just leaves it just a little damp, and it's really nice. It helps to give a really nice airbrushed look. So just dab your beauty blender in. I like to use the smaller end, and go ahead and it's nice because then you can get in all these little areas too. And do your whole face. And make sure to get up into your hairline. And as you see, I kind of like roll it on. I kind of smush it on and then roll it. And make sure you don't want to have a line, so make sure you get underneath here. And then after I've applied it to my entire face, I go back in and kind of smush it around and buff it out. So then I take the whole thing and I just really rub it into my face like this. And if you don't already do this one time if you have a beauty blender, and let me know if you like it. It really makes a big difference in how your foundation looks. It kind of like warms it up and then just rolls it into your face. Alright, now what I want to do is, if you're going to go ahead and do a contour, one of the things I like is this new Stila palette, and it is Shape and Shade Custom Contour Dual, and it is a cream, and it is a dark for contouring and a light for highlighting, and it's really cool because it's a creamy. So if you're looking for something, try this out. It's pretty cool. There's also a brush by Stila that I like that is recommended for this, and it is nice because then it has this smaller end so that you can do like your nose and then smaller, and then it has this stiffer edge to do here. So a little bit goes a long way. So I just kind of smush it in, and you want to go underneath your cheekbone here because you want your cheeks to pop. So you just follow along here underneath and then into your hairline and down. And you don't want this to, when you turn to the side, you shouldn't see a harsh line, but it should just be a slight shadow. So really blend that out good. And another thing too, you don't want to come down too far. You don't want it to come down like to your mouth. Pretty much right underneath your cheekbone, that's where I would stop. And really blend that up and around so that it blends in. Another place you could do a little bit is right along here, just to kind of thin out your face. And again, you don't want it to be a harsh line. This is just giving just so you have just a nice chin. Then another place you can do is right here. Again, it's not a lot, it's just a little tiny. Another place you could do a small amount is this outside of your nose right here. And you're not going all the way down. You're really doing just a line right on the side of your nose. And now you're going to go in with your highlight. You could also use your eyeshadow for this. I know in previous videos we've used our light eyeshadow in a brown palette or your darkest eyeshadow in a brown palette. Do the exact same thing and just use a blush brush. But I just wanted to give you all the different options for this video. So I'm going to go in with my light right on top. So I'm going to go right on top of this darker line. I'm going to go right on top here. And then I'm going to go on top here, on top here. And I'm going to do a light right here. I'm also going to do a lighter right down the bridge of my nose. And you can use lots of different options. Okay, this is a choice you can use. It's a cream. There also is illuminator sticks that are really good. You can use that. I have a highlighter powder. I mean, there's so many different options you can use inside your palette. Just use your lighter shadow and then maybe one of your darker shadows here or here. So just work with whatever you have and whatever your budget will allow. Next, we want to come in with a concealer. So go ahead, and another thing I'm going to tell you about concealers is you want to smear it in well, and you also want to kind of bring it down a little bit. You don't want it just to be like you have raccoon eyes. So one thing we're going to do, so just kind of dab it on, and then rub it in, and get under, and rub. And then we want to bring it down, kind of like a V right here. So rub that in. So no more are we just doing, I know when I was back in the day, you just really put it under your eye, but now we want to go ahead and pull it down. So it's kind of like a V. It just makes it really nice. It really looks nice on your face. So both sides. It really helps to make your face look brighter and more awake. I mean, it really makes a difference. So try that and let me know what you think. Since so many people have the Naked palette, Naked One, I'm going to go ahead and use that for this tutorial, but you can use whatever it is that you have. Just get a palette that has at least a light and a dark. If you happen to have one that has 3 variations of the color, or if it has 4, then that would be awesome. Today I'm going to be using a few different colors just to let you know all the different choices and options you have. You can use a eyeshadow primer. Awesome. Eyeshadow primers are amazing. If you have not used these before, I highly recommend saving and trying it out if you wear makeup. It really makes your eyeshadow last the whole day. It takes away the creases and it has really good stain power. Another thing it does is if you like to use bold eyeshadows, it makes the color just really true. So I just put a little bit, again, on my hand. And I just take and be nice to your face. As much as you can, use your ring finger just because that finger used to be a little more delicate. Don't be like, okay, so then you're just going to pat it over your entire lid. And the one I'm using is Urban Decay. They have a few different color options. And I just have this is just the basic eyeshadow primer. Alright, now we're going to go in with our eyeshadow. We want to start with our lightest color, which in this one will be, that's not lightest, we're actually going to use Sen. So go ahead and start with that. And you're going to put this on the eyelid. And another thing that you want to do is you want to kind of like push it on. You don't want to necessarily just like dust it on. You want to kind of like push it on, especially if you have something that's very pigmented. It'll keep it from falling all over your face. Will help with it from falling all over your face. Okay, now I want to go in and I want to define the outside, and I got this brush. I'm going to try it. The brush I was just using, if you're looking for new brushes, my favorite brushes are Bobbi Brown. I love Bobbi Brown brushes, and this Ice Sweep is probably my favorite brush I've ever owned. So it's really nice. I like how big and fluffy it is. But a brush that I am trying right now that I just got today is this e.l.f. And this is only, I think this was $2. It's either $1 or $2, and it's e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. And this feels like it's going to be really nice. So I think this would be a very good option if you can't get something like this right now, or you don't want something like this. If you just want to have a good brush that's not expensive, I think these e.l.f. brushes are really nice. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with, I'm going to do Buck. So I'm going to go in with Buck. And look at your eyes when it's open. I find that it's easiest to put on this color when it's open just because my eyes aren't super, they don't have a really dramatic crease. So if I do it with my eyes open, I can put it exactly where I want it. And I want this to start right about here. And this you want to go ahead and really like work it in. Okay, and then go ahead and do the other side. And make sure they're even. And sometimes it might help if you kind of like rub them a little bit. If you have another brush, maybe like your contouring brush, that's another one that you can use that's really good just to kind of like blend it out. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with Hustle, just to do a little bit darker right in the crease. The crease and in the corner. You're kind of almost like doing a V, so you want it to come down like this and then come right up to the top of where your crease would be. Alright, and then to have a little bit more, just to blend it out, I'm going to do this Naked. And that I'm just going to use that for blending. So I'll use that, and then I will come in and usually start over here and just blend it up. So it just takes to just take away the harshness of that line. And then I'm going to go in, then usually I like to go in with whatever color I put on my lid again and just put a little bit more. Just dab it right there. So that was Sin. And then I'm going to go in with my lightest color. So whatever's the lightest in your palette, that was going to be Virgin on this palette. And I'm going to put that right in the corner of my eye. I'm also going to put that under my eyebrow. And I like to put that underneath the side of my face right here. So I like to put the very lightest color here, here, here. If you have a lightest. If your palette only has 4, then go ahead and just do this with your first lightest shade. Alright, now we're going to do our eyebrows. So for your eyebrows, you want to first brush them out. If you have the brush in, if you don't, you can kind of just use your fingers. If you're using a pencil, you want to make sure you sharpen it first. If you're not using a pencil and you have a roll up, go ahead and roll that up. And you want to do small, nice little feathery strokes. Oops. Oh. Like that. And then go ahead and brush that through a little bit if yours comes with the brush. And then your other side. And you don't want this to be a super heavy brow. You just want it to be darker and just more defined. So if you have any, like spots that need to be filled in, I know my eyebrows aren't super thick, so this helps, especially because you're going to be on stage, so you want your eyebrows really to pop. If you're wanting to spend some money, again, on an eyebrow, my favorite is this Anastasia Eyebrow Wiz. It is amazing. I mean, amazing, amazing, amazing. I love it. I love it. I will always use this. And the color that I have is medium ash. I would say this probably is going to work for, I don't know, if you're my skin tone. I have dark brown, purple hair. So try these. If you go to Sephora or Ulta, you can sample them and then you can pick the color that's right for you. So I highly recommend this. Next, we're going to do liquid eyeliner. First rule of liquid eyeliner, don't be scared. Okay, it's really easy once you get the hang of it, but if you haven't done liquid eyeliner before, it could seem a little hard at first. So you have a few different options. One of them, my favorite, is it would be like a pot style. So it is a wand, and then inside of here holds the liquid eyeliner. So it's kind of like a paintbrush, like you're painting. So I'll do one side with that, and then the other side, another popular style would be a felt tip style, and then this is e.l.f. brand, and then this is the waterproof eyeliner pen. This was $2. I just bought it today at Target. If you can see, it goes on really smoothly. It kind of is like a marker. So if you haven't done liquid eyeliner before, I would practice on your hand a little bit, just so you're used to how the pen moves, how the wand moves, so you're just not intimidated once you come to your face. So the other thing I want to show you too is one of my favorite beauty essentials, and I'm going to have one of these for all of you. All it is a empty mascara wand. I buy them at Sally's. I think there's 12 in a package, and it's just a plain mascara wand, and I like to use this to comb out my, sorry about my voice, I have a cold. I like to use this to comb out my eyelashes. That is what those are called. So my favorite, you could also use it to brush out your eyebrows, so I'm going to have one for each of you. So the first eye I will do will be the liquid. So take it off. And then it's helpful to have, I would recommend having a mirror that you could look down into. It does make a difference looking down. It helps your line be straighter and also helps you get closer to your eye. And I'm going to show you two different ways that you can do this. My first way, this is how I usually do it with liquid, with the pot style, is I start over here and then just follow it and just go with your eye. And we want to do a cat eye, a winged liner, so it's going to just be very dramatic and very glamorous, really elegant. It's going to look really pretty. So I start in the corner, stay as close to your lashes as possible, and just follow it out. Okay? Make sure you can see. So I start here. Just stay close to your eyelashes. And then I follow my natural eye up like that. And then just fill it in. So here. It's easier if you have a basic line to start with, and then you can fill in as you go. So then I will come back, just fill that in thicker. And you might need to get more product depending on if it's brand new or if you've had it for a while. So get more if you need. And you want that to be as crisp of a line as possible. So practice, and then I want that to be a little thicker. So there's my wing. And this part too, you can get this to come down a little bit farther if you like to, all the way into your corner, like that. All right, and then the next eye, this is another way that you can do this. And I'm going to use the marker style. And this might be easier for you, just use whatever way is the easiest for you to do it. And what you're going to do is you're going to start, you're going to use your bottom lash as a guide. So you're going to make, and then again, this is using the marker style. So you're basically just going to, so this is what you want to follow. So you're just going to lay it down just to make a straight line. So I just have just a straight line. So I just use the side of because it's like a marker, I just laid it down so it's a straight line. Now I'm going to start at the end, the point, and I'm just going to make just a long triangle. So start at the tip and just make a triangle coming over. See, so all I did was just lay it on the side and just do a triangle over. And now I'm going to just take it on its side like this. I'm holding it. And I'm going to go really close to my lash line. and just draw in. And then you can fill this in. And again, make sure you're getting close to your lash line. And then you can bring this down further here. Like that. And then fix any ends, any edges, so that it's crisp. So there you have two different styles. And both of them are good. This needs to be a little bit straighter. There we go. So I know this one's a little thicker, so just do whatever you like best for your eye shape. It's definitely up to you, whatever style you like best, whatever works best for your eyelids. I know different eye shapes look better a certain way, so just whichever one you like, and practice, 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 practice. Okay, now for this little thing, what I like to do is just, so a lot of times you'll get some on before I put on my mascara, I like to comb out my eyelashes. And the two different things that this does that I like, one, if I wear liquid eyeliner, it's gonna, sometimes it gets onto your eyelashes, and so it helps to make it not clumpy anymore. So I brush them out. Another thing is when you're putting on your eyeshadow, a lot of times you have a lot of fallout that comes onto your eyelashes, and I don't like how it looks. And sometimes it'll stay there once you put on your mascara. So if I do this, then it's nice, and I just have, it makes it just for your mascara just to be applied much easier. So comb out both sides. And then sometimes you'll get a little bit of mascara fallout on your cheeks, so to make sure that you brush that off with your all over powder brush. Alright, one coat of mascara, and then we'll put on our eyelashes, and then we'll put on more mascara. So eyelashes are up to you. If you don't want to put in eyelashes, that's fine. Just skip that part. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at the base over here, and you're going to wiggle, 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 and blink. Wiggle, 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 and blink, okay? On the edge. So wiggle, 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 and blink. Wiggle, 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 and blink. And what that does is it pushes your brush, right, really good in between the lashes, and then by blinking, it allows your eyelashes just to go up onto the mascara wand. So wiggle, wiggle, and blink. And then I like to fan it out a little bit. And then for these inner quarters, I like to come from this angle because it really makes it have a fuller lash. So I come from this side and pull it over. And other eyelashes, sometimes you can come up like this. Another thing you can do is you can go on top of your eyelashes and kind of roll it. So go on top and then roll your hand. That does nice too. And then what I like to do while it's still a little wet is I take my, remember this wonderful thing, and I kind of go through it and comb it out so there's not any clumps on there. And then bottom lashes, just a little bit on the edges. Okay, and then your other side. Remember, outside, wiggle, 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 and blink. Wiggle, 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 and blink. Wiggle, 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 and blink. And then fan it out. Come to the edge. And then roll in the top. And then brush it out a little bit. And you're welcome to apply as many coats as you like. I know some people like to do a double coat. So what I would do is I would put on your cheeks next and then go ahead and put on my mascara. For your cheeks, what you can use is you can either double your lipstick as your blush. You can do that. Or if you have a blush you like. One of my favorites is this NYX, and this is called Red Cheeks. It is CB07. It is a cream blush. I absolutely love this blush. It seems like it's a lot, but it's so beautiful on. It's just a really just fresh, beautiful glow. And it's a cream, so I just use my fingers. And we're going to start right here, apples, and then just blend it up. I am a huge fan of cream blushes just because I like how they work. I like that I can just smear them on like that. It's just I love this blush. I highly recommend it. If you don't have a blush you love, get this. Next is you can get it at Target. You can get it at Ulta. I believe this was maybe $6. And then for this show, so put on a little bit more. I put on, because your stage makeup, so it's going to be more than you would on a regular day. So make sure to get right here, your apples, and then up a little. Apples and up. Apples and up. And then we're going to use red lipstick. Red or raspberry. And I will show you if you don't have a red. If you're in Shrek and you're a dragonette, use that red. If you don't have a red and you want to buy something that is what I like is a good product and will probably look good, I feel like this color will look good on everyone. This NARS Cruella is the color. I love this lipstick, and I'm also a huge fan of crayon lipsticks. I will probably always buy those. Before they made them, I used to use eyeliner, so I'll pretend like I invented this. So before you do anything, you want to sharpen it if it needs to be sharpened. Mine is fine, so I'll go ahead and do that. The other color is like a raspberry color that I think would be really pretty for the show. I love this NYX, and then this is called Hunk, and it is a butter. It's called butter lipstick. So, I mean, it's really pretty. So like raspberries, fresh raspberries. So I would say a raspberry or a red are the two colors that I would like for the show. First you want to do is put on lip gloss or chapstick. Chapsticks before your lip is always a good idea. So I put it on. I love Bliss sticks if you don't have a chapstick you like. So rub it in. You want to start from the outside and come around. It makes you have a fuller lip. I think it's just how your hand moves. It just helps to have a fuller lip. So start on the outside and come up. Outside, come up. And then the bottom, I just follow around. Around. And I do that, and since you have the chapstick on, then I just rub it. And then add more, a second layer. And rub it in. A trick for you as well. Once you put on your lipstick and you have it smeared, smack it. And then what you're going to do is make sure you don't have any in the edges. Wipe that off if you need to. And then take your finger and go like this. See? Then it gets on your finger and look. None on your teeth. Smart, right? So do that. Rub it off, and what it does is anything that would have gotten your teeth when you smile, ugly, is going to get on your finger instead. Trick. That is a trick for wearing good lips. Okay? So the only thing that is left now is if you wanted to do false eyelashes. So if you're not doing false eyelashes, this is your finished look. Any brand you want. These are the ones that I picked up. These are Glamour, and they have like the winged end right there. You're also going to need eyelash glue, so pick that up. I would get 2 pairs, so then you could wear one for dress rehearsal and then one for the actual show. First, what you're going to do is here's your eyelashes. You're going to take them off. And I would just hold, and make sure if you do the wing that you're holding it to the right side. And I would just hold it up to your eye and make sure that it's not longer than your eye. That's not going to be a problem for me. I have pretty big eyes. But just in case you have small eyes, another thing you're going to do is you're going to kind of go like this with it just to kind of loosen it up a little bit. Because they tend to be really stiff when you first get them. So there, loosen it up. Alright, then you're going to take your eyelash glue, and I would just put a little bit on the back of your container. And I did a good dollop there, like that. And then you can take some tweezers, or you can take a little tiny brush, or you could just apply it straight to there, but usually you get too much if you do that, so that's why I would recommend having a little teddy brush or using the end of a tweezer. So you just put the smallest amount along and it's nice. The glue is white when you put it on. Oh, make sure you get glue that's clear. So there's the glue on the edge. You want to let this dry. You want to let this dry for about 30 seconds because it's glue that needs to dry for it to be sticking. You want to get a little mirror and have it close. So I have my little mirror here, and you're going to lay this starting at the outside corner, lay it around, and you need to get as close to your eyelash line as possible. You're basically just resting this on top of your eyelashes and then working it over. So start at the end and then go over. So I just lay it on top of my eyelashes. Like that, it's done. I'm just kidding. And it's gonna dry clear, so don't worry. But make sure that you get glue that dries clear. And then kind of go like that. And your next one. So start at the outside edge and then go over. And also, if you're having problems, another thing you can do is you can actually get a little tiny brush and you can put the glue on your eyeliner instead and then put the lashes on top of it. Like a butterfly. Alright, and then you want to put some more mascara on top of that, and that kind of helps just to make the eyelashes and your regular eyelashes just come together. So same thing, so your mascara, and then just kind of brush them together. Now you never think you have little eyelashes till you put on fake eyelashes, then you think your eyelashes are dinky. Alright, so there you go, finished look, and that's it. That's the finished look. I hope you love it as much as I do, and I hope you feel beautiful, even though you're beautiful without any makeup on, but it's fun to play, and you guys are amazing, and so wonderful, and so talented, and I am just honored to have known you and spent this time with you. And don't forget, you are beautiful and wonderfully made, and don't let anyone ever make you feel any different, especially yourself. Love you guys.